So we're taking a little spring walk. Actually, we're hunting for a KUKSA, but I just took a peek down the stream and I found a nice piece of jasper. I used to have a whole bunch of this when I used to collect rocks, but then I put them in my fish tank and then it ended up getting thrown out. And I found two nice big pieces here. And the reason I'm taking this home is to see, I remember this being a very hard mineral, and I know it sparks. So I'm gonna try to test this with the fire steel and see how good it works. So I'm gonna take this back home and see what we can do with it. We're out here today, just taking a walk in the local forest, and we saw the first signs of spring starting to sneak up, which is really cool. Some of the trees are starting to blossom. We got surprised with some snow. This was a big surprise. But all northern Germany is under a lot of snow right now, but we didn't get too much. This is barely nothing. We had more about 3 weeks ago. But so we're gonna go see if we can find a KUKSA, nice piece of birch. They cut down a bunch of trees over that direction over there, and I can take some of that wood, so we're gonna go see if we can find something.
Da wird nix.
bees from over where they were before to a more convenient location. This is all with gravel, and I can drive in, I can get out and work on the bees. I used to have to carry all of the heavy stuff over there, all of the equipment, all the boxes, and I used to have to drive through the flower field, which was kind of a big mistake. I didn't plan that very well last year. It was kind of all happened at one time. So this year I'm going to improve that. So right here I had the forestry come out, and they cut all the trees down that were dying and that were dangerous. There were some really bad trees in here that were rotten. They were going to fall either this way or fall into the healthy trees. They had to come down. And I had to make some light. From the summertime, the sun comes up over here. So the bees have early sunshine in the morning. That was very important for me to figure out where I was going to put them. And I'm going to now expand my bee population out this year. I've got some new benches. I built some new benches. I'm going to clean these old ones up a little bit, put some new feet on them. I'm going to spread them out. And it's going to be a really nice bee summertime, the bee season. They've got all new boxes. I made sure it was just in time yesterday before the weather changed. It was not raining, and it wasn't the best bee weather, but we made sure we did quick business to switch over all the beehives into the clean, brand new supers. So that's was very important that I do that before spring really hits. They were pretty moldy from moisture getting in there, which was a big problem. I'm going to try to solve this year somehow. I may have to build some kind of cover for the bees. We'll have to see how that progresses. But we're gonna go look over here. I got some birch trees that got cut down as well, and see if we can find a nice piece of birch to carve a KUKSA from, which would be like the 6th or 7th attempt now. They always end up cracking in half. So I've been trying different things, and I need some more material. So we're gonna go over here now and see if we can find anything.
So here's all the wood that I managed to saw up today. Fortunately, the hand saw was not the best effective method. Some of the larger wood logs, like this one here down here on the left, it was just not enough to cut all the way through, so I had to go get my electric chainsaw and just go to town on all the wood. There's some nice cherry wood here, which is super hard to carve, but it makes really, really nice KUKSA'S, and they tend not to split. Now I have not been able to successfully make one out of cherry yet. I've been working and practicing on birch, and my KUKSA'S seem to just crack, and really, it's really tough. It's losing motivation to continue, but I know you have to dry it out really slow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this wood here for about a week or two in the basement at a constant temperature to at least get the moisture from the snow to dry out. Then I'm going to shape out the rough shape of the KUKSA and let that dry for about a week, and then I'll try to work on it and complete it and stick it in the refrigerator for a short amount of time. Now, I did hear about that you could actually microwave the wood to get rid of the moisture, but I did not want to try that in my house. If it explodes, or who knows. But it's interesting. I may do some research and actually get a microwave and try it out in the basement. But for now, we're just going to air dry this here in the basement, constant temperature, for about a week or two. And I'll show you real quick what the KUKSA looks like that I came up with, that I'm really still trying to save. It has some cracks in it, and I hope it might just hold up and not leak until I can really get good at this. It's been something I've been really wanting to do for a long time now and get good at and actually acquire skill for. I just haven't been able to find the right method yet to start off on the right foot. Let's go swing up into the kitchen and see what the KUKSA turned out to look like. So here's the KUKSA that I worked on for the last 3 days. I was able to complete this one. I was very happy with the way it turned out. Unfortunately, there are some cracks on the end. You can't see them on the camera, but they are some hairline cracks coming from the center there. Now, I did split the log down. I quartered the log and used the quarter that didn't include the middle, but for some reason I got this section here that kind of looked like the center of the log, but it has a really nice grain, and I'm oiling it in olive oil at the moment. to make it preserve the wood and keep it waterproof. It did have also a crack, that's why I carved the front of that. It gave it a neat little look though. After that I was kind of excited to see that it did look pretty good still. It cracked when I was using a torch to clean out the inside of this. It had some high spots that I couldn't get out with my carving knife because they were too soft and the knife kept cutting into it instead of shaving them off. So I used the torch real quick, and then I had a small crack here, so I carved it out right here. And now I have these micro cracks coming out right here, but I did put hot water in it earlier and it did not leak, so I might be lucky. And the back there is starting to crack a little bit, but that's not too bad. That's just the handle. But I like it. It's pretty nice. It looks nice. It's a nice small size. It's got the Berserker Gang logo right there, and I'm very happy that I was able to achieve my first real success. So I'll be oiling this now for about 3 days, and it took me about 3 days to make this. So on my free time, of course. I'll probably sit down all day. I'll probably whittle this out with a carving knife in a full day of work. But coming home from work, a couple hours a day. It took me about 3 days to make this. I'm gonna put it back over here, let it dry. Now I got this other one over here. I threw it away because I wasn't happy with it. But my significant other half went and dug it out of the firewood pile and sanded it down and oiled it, and now there's this, I guess you call it KUKSA ladle, sitting here in the oil as well. So that one was saved from the firewood. I threw it out because I wasn't happy with it. I didn't want to finish it, but I guess that's going to be sitting there now too, getting oiled up nicely now. And I hope to make a couple more in this style. I really like this style. I worked really hard to get it as close as possible to this style right here. And I have a big pile of birch and cherry in the basement, and I'm going to try to work my way into having a KUKSA that looks like this, that does not crack. And then I'll try to figure out how I did it. That's really the trick, is to know exactly what you did right and wrong to do it again and again. So it's a learning process, and it's going to be very interesting. It takes a lot of my time and energy, but it's a learning experience, so I'm going to see what I can come up with. If you have not already subscribed to my channel and you're new to this channel and this is a new experience for you, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button and ring the bell. Every little bit really helps, and I'd highly appreciate it. So thank you for your time, and stay safe, and see you soon.